2 Metropolitan Police officers have been sacked after being found guilty of gross misconduct over the stop and search of 2 black athletes.
Olympic sprinter Ricardo dos Santos and his partner Team GB's Bianca Williams were handcuffed and searched on suspicion of having drugs and weapons as they drove home in July 2020. You may remember this. It was a huge story at the time. Their baby son, then 3 months old, was in the back seat of their car at the time. We'll speak to Ricardo in just a moment. But first, we should warn you the following footage is a bit of a tough watch and may be upsetting. It shows police body cam footage of the incident and the couple being handcuffed.
And Ricardo joins us now. I mean, we had to give a warning because it's horrific seeing what happened, but of course, it was lived through. What do you make of the tribunal's findings, and what has the process meant for you to have some sense of accountability?
We didn't really agree with the finding because for us it's very black and white of why the police followed us. But clearly the panel didn't think so. We believe, and we still do believe, that we were followed based off the colour of my skin, because they never saw Bianca in the car, they only saw myself. But the panel said that they couldn't see me, they just followed the car and not the actual driver in the car. And yeah, I mean, moving forwards, with accountability, I don't believe that there is any.
So they were cleared of racial profiling. Yeah. They were found guilty. 2 officers were found guilty of gross misconduct. So the argument that they couldn't see you, just explain to me, because I still don't want to get the detail here. Were they following you from behind, or is it... You say you think they could have seen you. Why do you think they could have seen you then?
Because from my memory and for me, this is... I still remember this perfectly. Mm-hmm. The driver, he flashed me for me to then take the right turn because I indicated and he flashed his
light. So they
light.
were in front of you then?
Yeah, so it was head on.
Right.
So, as anybody knows, when you're driving and when you want to take a turn, you kind of look at the driver.
Well, I remember my driving instructor always telling me, look at the driver, not the car.
Look at the driver to make sure that they're actually aware of you there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you know, they could indicate and you can end up causing a crash.
So the panel decided that, in their view, the chairperson presented the fact that, in their view, they hadn't had enough time to take in race, and so, therefore, the decision wasn't racist. 3 of the people involved were cleared. 2 of them were found guilty, if you like, in a tribunal terms, of lying because they said that they had smelt cannabis. Yeah. What do you make of that? What's your view on that?
Again, I've never smoked in my life. I've never had alcohol in my life. For you to open the car door and the first thing you say is, we can smell cannabis, it's a tactic that a lot of police officers use for regular people, regular black people, because it's a stereotype that they have that every black person smokes weed. But in this case, we are both professional athletes, and we had a child in a car. So again, I'm not going to have any form of cannabis. I'm not going to smoke cannabis with my baby in the car. And for them to say it, it's just...
Do you think it was also as an attempt, because I understand that it then gives you powers for a further search?
Yes, it was an attempt to just make the search more viable. But clearly, in this case, they were wrong.
I mean, like you say, it's like the very idea, if any of us went to a black person or accused a black person of smelling of cannabis and then later admit that to be a lie, then therefore it's based on profile. You've profiled that. But I mean, it's quite extraordinary, really. What do you think about the sort of the future of the police force? We've had this conversation so many times, Ricardo, with so many people Stephen Lawrence and his brother is still working so much to try to get some kind of justice. Do you feel that we are making progress?
I'm 28. Stephen Lawrence was 30 years ago, and I'm facing the same problems that his generation faced. So, looking at it,
yeah,
the changes aren't there.
Just quickly, you've got a charity. Just quickly, you've got a charity.
So we've set up a charity which will be registered by the end of the week.
Yeah.
It's called For the Voiceless, and it's there. It's being put in place to help individuals who have been in similar situations.
You know, it's really impressive that you're putting this situation into something positive.
Yeah.
It's great. Ricardo, thanks very much for joining us this morning.
You're welcome.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.